I've mentioned here and there about actors listening to each other. What does that mean? Well, sometimes actors practice and rehearse so much while they're learning their lines that they know ahead of time how they're going to say each line. I mean, no matter how their scene partner changes their action verb, they're set in their ways. And this results in stiff performances that feel artificial. In order for there to be true emotion, actors must engage with and respond to the other actors in the scene. When I acted in my film Empathy for the Devil with Hope Shanti, she mentioned in between takes of our fight scene that she wasn't listening. That comment made me realize that I wasn't listening either. Like at all. Once we listened to each other, we stopped being two actors exchanging monologues and became two actors that had genuine responses to each other because we were listening. When I directed the first scene on the first big day of the assurance, I noticed that something wasn't working, but I couldn't put my finger on it until I reviewed the footage later. I realized that the actors were still warming up and weren't listening to each other yet. The performances in those early shots don't feel as believable as shots later in the day because the actors were still in their own little bubbles and not listening as well. Now, I beat myself up for not catching this on set, but it is really a subtle thing. I mean, how do you know someone is listening to you in real life? I suppose it's a combination of body language, eye contact, and maybe just intuition. In acting, sometimes the lack of space between responses can be an indicator that actors aren't listening. People, they need time to process what people say to them before responding. But really, listening is something that needs to be sensed. But if you know to look for it, with a little practice, you'll be able to tell whether actors are just waiting their turn or if they're listening to each other and genuinely reacting to their scene partner.